On 25th September, when President Erdogan met President Trump, Halki was reportedly back on the table. Erdogan sounded positive. He said they are ready to do whatever is incumbent upon them. Hopes rose again, once again. Waiting began once again. I want to see real results. I want Halki reopened. Its closure and its remaining closed for decades is a serious violation of freedom of religion. There is no doubt about that. It weakened the ecumenical patriarchate and puts its future at risk. But I am cautious. We have heard similar words before. Saying the right things in Washington is easy. Turning words into deeds in Ankara is hard. The government relies on nationalist partners here in Turkey and does not want a public fight over a thorny issue like Halki. So what would actually make reopening easier? My answer may sound counterintuitive. I believe, a clear decision from the European Court of Human Rights can make many things easier. Even if the government truly wants to reopen the school, it faces complex political and legal knots. A Strasbourg judgment cuts those knots. The government can say, we are executing a court decision. I mean, they did this before. Then, in this case, the heat moves from politics to law. We have seen this logic used before. Under the European scrutiny, the death penalty equation changed. The government could say European court requires this, and the political cost shifted to a legal obligation. In the end, the death penalty was abolished. Halki matter is, of course, is not the same, but the mechanism is similar. If the court says reopen the Halki, Ankara can say the court obliged us. It becomes compliance, not a lonely choice. Legally, the path is clear. If the closure and the refusal to reopen reach Strasbourg, the court would ask simple questions. Is there a clear legal basis for this interference? Is there a legitimate aim? Is this necessary in a democratic society? Is it proportionate? Under Article 9 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which is related to freedom of religion, both the original closure and the long refusal would fail these tests. The minority rights provisions in the Lausanne framework add further weight. A judgment also solves mechanics. With a Strasbourg decision in hand, the government can act by a precise administrative instrument. A presidential decision or a decree would be enough. It is not an extremely complex matter. The message is simple. We are executing a judgment that closes endless debates about motives or hidden agendas, because otherwise all of them would be triggered. There is another benefit. Without a judgment, any step on Halki triggers immediate whataboutism. Does this open the way for religious schools, for Muslim congregations? Does it apply to every non-Muslim communities? There are endless questions would be posed. With a judgment, the state can take a surgical step and can say, we are doing exactly what the court requires in this specific case. Nothing more, nothing less. The scope is precise and contained. In the end, it is a litmus test. If the words spoken in Washington were more than diplomatic pleasantries, the government should welcome a European Court of Human Rights decision. It provides the safest political lane to reach the just outcome. The most realistic path to reopening Halki does not run through Washington. It runs through the courtroom in Strasbourg. This is my solid belief. I will be the first to celebrate if Halki opens. That is the just outcome and the only outcome consistent with freedom of religion in a democratic society.